Okay, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, Chirant and Gopika. Okay, and good afternoon, Shani. Yes, so yesterday we are discussing about the amphibia, right? So what we discussed, actually we completed the bonificius and we later discussing about the amphibia, like why we call it is amphibia and what are the different characters. Okay, sorry for that. This mobile is also here only, YouTube live I'm checking. Okay, yeah, so today we are discussing further about the same things. Okay, so before we going to study about those things, we will solve some questions. Okay, the first question came. I think you guys are ready. 61 people are here. We can launch the first question. The first question is, bony fishes are, the options are Ammoniotelic, Ureotelic, Ureotelic, and both 2 and 3. Okay, so think about it for like 10 seconds, then I will answer the poll. Okay, so this question is asked in AIMS 1997. Okay, so I think I can launch the poll now. So everyone is like probably read the question properly. I'm launching the poll and you guys can answer in the chat. Sorry, not in the chat, YouTube live chat, and can also in the Zoom poll. Okay, I don't know why I'm like so disturbed or something. Okay, I'm just waiting, guys. Yeah, easy question, right? So we already discussed about these things yesterday. We discussed also about Chordates also, right? So both Chordates and Assertion we studied yesterday. So we'll see how many of you give correct answers. So last how many seconds? Last 10 seconds. Okay. So who are joining now? Try to see the question first, then answer. I'm just waiting from the YouTube also. Like, you guys are giving. Yep. Sorry. You guys gave the question, but I didn't. Sorry, answer. Okay, I'm ending the poll now. Yeah, I'm ending the poll and I'm sharing the results. 67% chosen option A, 13% B, 6% C, and 13% D. In YouTube, everyone gave option A. Okay, we'll see which one is correct. So it's a kind of a direct question, right? So how it will become direct, because actually we discussed about it. If I asked about something like a chondrites or cartilaginous fish, then what will be the answer? Cartilaginous fish. If I asked you about cartilaginous fish, then what will be the answer? What's the correct answer? Yes, exactly, Deepika. Anyone else? I didn't understand. Exactly, right, exactly. Remember, here I will repeat one more time, the Ammoniotelic and Ureotelic. So how these organisms normally release their ammonia waste depending upon the need of the water. Okay, majorly based on the need of the water and some other characters and their body structure, their kidney structure, and how well they can convert the nitrogenous waste. All that matters. Okay, exactly, that matters also. But the issue is, the first thing is to release nitrogenous waste in the form of ammonia or urea, it needs a lot of water. Okay, remember that. So wherever it is ammoniotelic or ureotelic, either they have in the water or origin in the water. Okay, ammoniotelic, you can directly think like that they are in the water only. Okay, because apart from the outside of the water, normally organisms don't have ammoniotelic mechanism. But this will relate to that. Ureotelic or uric acid need very less water. Okay, you can see this kind of behavior in the birds or in some of the reptiles that we are going to study today. Okay, so both of them, that means cartilage and bony fishes, both of them are in the water. So they may prepare any one of this. They won't go for ureotelic because conversion of ammonia to urea, urea to uric acid is a long process and they don't need it. Okay, so ureotelic is a cartilaginous fish character. The bony fish character is exactly, Ammoniotelic. Okay, both 2 and 3 also not the correct answer because these are not the answer. Okay, so questions is easy. Yeah, exactly, correct. So next question. So assertion and reasoning ahead. Okay, I think this is the first question we are dealing the assertion and reasoning. That's why I thought of adding some background knowledge to this. Okay, so what happens in this kind of question? This kind of question regularly asked in AIMS up to the last year. Now there is no AIMS exam. Okay, who knows? Probably they may ask this kind of question in the next year NEET also, or in ICAR or any other exam also. That's why we will solve one or two assertion and reasoning questions somewhere in here and there. Okay. So in assertion and reasoning questions, there will be two sentences. One will be assertion, as name the suggest. It will say some word. Okay. There will be a line. Okay. There will be a one statement. We will call it as a statement. And second one is a reasoning, as the name states. There will be a reason. Okay. So how you have to compare that? You have to read the statement, then you have to check that the reason or the second statement given is actually follows with this or not. Okay, so how it will follows? It should be like when you join these two statements, it should be a complete state of line. Okay, so if I say like fishes are ammoniotelic, assertion, reasoning will be because they present in the water. Okay, so sorry, they present in the water. If I add the sentence, the fishes are bony fishes are ammoniotelic because they are present in the water, it will looks like a continuous statement, right? I will change the reason now. Okay, first statement will be same, the bony fishes are ammoniotelic. The reason maybe I'll put something like Chordates are ureotelic. Okay, now you try to add the statements. Okay, the first statement is bony fishes are ammoniotelic. You can only add it like and Chordates, right? You can't add because second one is reason is not supporting that, right? So you have to think like that. Okay, there will be like yeah. So you have some of the options. So the options will be normally same. Okay. The first option tells you that both assertion and reason are true. Remember, it's stating reason and assertion both are true. Okay. And the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. Okay. That means both of the statements are correct and reason is exactly correct for the assertion. Okay. Second statement will say the second option, both of them are true. Okay. But the reason is actually not the correct explanation for the assertion. Okay, I told you the second option, right? Contract is that option like that. Okay, so in that statement, both of the statement are true, but what's happening? The reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. Okay, third will say that the assertion is true, but the reason is false. Okay, assertion is correct, but the issue is like reason is not correct. It's completely a made up one. Okay. And assertion and reason both are false statement. Okay, so these are these two things. Venkat, it will end tomorrow, bro. Like yeah, it will end tomorrow. Okay. Whenever you ask the question, I will start to think like, oh, when it will end, it will take so many days, like that. I'll start to think, leave it. Okay, we will finish it somehow. So these are the four statements. This third statement may be interchanged also. Sometimes they will say that reason is true, but the statement is wrong. Sometimes they will ask like that. But majorly, the four options will remain same. You have to think about assertion and reasoning. Okay. Went very long. I know. But it's also have that much of importance. That's why I also didn't take tension. Once we complete these four chapters, then there will be like less stress on the other chapters. Okay. So we will move on to the question. The question is simple. A bony fish can stay at a particular depth without expending energy in swimming, contrary to the cartilaginous fish. Okay, they are saying bony fish can stay at a particular depth without spending any energy. Okay, when you like compare this to the cartilaginous fish. Okay, and they are giving reason as in bony fishes, swim bladder is present, which help in the buoyancy. Okay, so they are saying like this. Okay, so options are there. Just think about the options. Yeah, bro, I know they canceled the aims. Yeah, we know that, but we are solving this kind of questions to make you think a little more, and probably they may ask this kind of question in the NEET from next year, who knows, right? Yeah, so the correct answer you can take, I'm launching the poll, guys. Probably I gave enough time you to think. So good evening, Akhil. So who are in the YouTube live can answer in the YouTube live chat also. Okay. Yes, we are getting the responses. Okay. You guys still have time. Who want to think one more time? Think, no issue. Okay, don't hurry. Don't hurry in any question. Okay. And don't ignore any question. That's also there. Okay. Don't think that I don't care, like now I'm not writing the aims and study, there is no exam, so why should I care for these kind of questions? Don't think like that. Who knows, probably CBSE may give this kind of questions. Yes, last 10 seconds. So low response in Zoom, I don't know why. Okay, then I'm ending the poll. I'm sharing the results. 70% chosen option, 75% chosen option A, 18% B, 4% C, and 3% D. Yeah, we will discuss it. Okay, and in YouTube, everyone given option A, one option 4. Okay, so here is a direct kind of question, right? I add a simple question like easy question only. So bony fish can stay at a particular depth without expending energy in swimming, contrary to the cartilaginous fish, because cartilaginous fish have to swim continuously, but bony fish no need to do that, because we will see. Okay, reason: in bony fishes swim bladder is present which help in buoyancy. I told you, right? Try to add because, so you will get to know. So contrary to the cartilaginous fishes, because in bony fishes swim bladder is present which help in buoyancy, right? When you added the because, so you can continue make a line. So the correct answer is option A. Both assertion and reason is correct, and this one is exactly the reason for that particular assertion. Okay. Last time 10th board, this type of question is given, probably. So assertion and reasoning questions makes you think a little bit. Okay, it is reason is true, so you got it quickly. Okay, if the reason is wrong, or it's not a correct explanation, then you have to think a little more. Okay, that's what they will do. So that's why AIMS is asking a lot of these questions, because this is not a kind of question I know the answer, so I will just tick the answer, nothing like that. You have to think. Okay, that's why they added this kind of questions in their exams. Okay, so we'll see. The correct answer is option A. I think we can move on. So many people came. Okay, yeah. So yesterday we are discussing about the nature. That means they are present, amphibians present on both land and water, and they are ectothermic. That means they are depending upon the water. Depending upon the environment for their body temperature. And body can be divided into head and trunk only, and in very few forms have the tails also. And skin is normally moist without smooth or rough, with glands which help in the moistening, right? So these are some of the characters, and other characters are they are usually without scales, and they have two pairs of appendages. One will be the forelimb, and another one will be the hind limb. Forelimb, hind limb, I think you guys will get to know, right? Forelimb means front legs, and this will be hind limbs. And as I already mentioned, hind limbs hind limbs will be more stronger or more muscular than the forelimbs. Okay, which helping in the jumping. Okay. Second, the respiration. Normally in larva, it will happens through gills. Example, you can take of the tadpole. In the adult, it normally happens through lungs or buccalopharyngeal cavity. That means cavity which is present in the mouth, or through the skin. That's called cutaneous respiration. And also through the gills in very less aquatic forms. Okay, the forms which are present in the water for most of their lifetime, they may have a kind of gills. Okay, the gills are the not only thing in that form also. Normally they will have either lungs or something else also. Okay, And for circulation, heart is 3-chambered, and they do have the RBC, so you can think their blood as the red in color. Okay, so these are the character we actually discussed, and so how it will happen, that's also we discussed, right? So another one question came. Okay, so the question is simple. Presence of gills in the tadpole of frog indicates that. Presence of gills in the tadpole of frog indicates that fishes evolved from frog-like ancestors. Frogs will have gills in the future. Frogs evolved from the gilled ancestor. Fishes are amphibious in the past. Okay, so this question also you have to think. Okay, don't confuse with the questions, and remember which one is the past and which one is the future, and what is evolution and what is not evolution. Okay. Multi-organ is also present, Akshay. If you take an example of frog will respire through buccal-pharyngeal cavity also, lungs also, and cutaneous respiration also they will show. So multiple also. Okay. I'm relaunching the poll, guys. Who are in the Zoom can answer in the poll, and who are in the YouTube live chat can answer in the YouTube live chat. I think question is easy if you think a little bit, right? Options are not so tough. First you have to think about the thing. Yep. I'm already getting answers. You guys still have how many seconds? You have almost like 35 seconds. Okay. Who have the doubt, think one more time, then answer. I told you, right? Even though I launched the poll, that does not mean that you have to answer that second only. You can skip the poll and you can read the question and all the options. And again, the poll sign will be on the left side above corner only. You can click on that. You can come back to the poll and you can answer. Okay. You still have time. 1 minute of time you will have. And I'm giving more than 1 minute also regularly. Yeah. Last 10 seconds, guys. Last 10 seconds. So I don't know why, like your batch, this one, poll attendance is so low. Okay. I have to check how many people are you actually working on the poll or not. Yep. So I'm ending the poll. I'm sharing the results. 10% chosen option A, 10% B, 69% C, and 11% D. In YouTube, everyone given answer 3 only. Yes, good. Okay. So they're asking presence of gills in the tadpole of the frog is indicate what it is indicating. Gills in a tadpole. Okay. Fishes evolved from frog-like ancestor? No, right. It's completely ulta. Frog is developed from the fish-like ancestor, right? It's complete ulta statement. Frogs will have gills in the future. You know that frogs don't have the gills, right? So they will have lungs or buccal-pharyngeal cavity. I show the diagram also in the last, so you can remove this one. Okay. Fishes are amphibious in the past. Okay. So why should we care about the fishes, right? So we are talking about a frog, and fish came first and then the frog came. Okay. So this is also not the correct answer. The correct answer is frogs evolved from the gilled ancestor. They have gilled ancestor. From there actually frogs came. Where it's probably from the fishes. The fishes will evolve into some other organism, then they will turn into something. Okay. Lankesh, leave it. Okay, I already did that. I'm not at all taking tension about those things now. Last slide I have to show. Okay. Okay. So this is the last slide. Okay. So as you can see here, so buccal-pharyngeal cavity is here, lungs are here, and cutaneous respiration. The respiration through skin is also happening. Okay. There is no gills in the this one, frog. Okay. So remember that. So I think we can move on. Yes. So next slide, today's scheme, excretion, how it happens. So that's really good thing. Okay. So excretion here happening through the kidneys. Okay. Remember they do have the kidneys. Okay. And in the tailed form and in the larva form. Okay. What is the meaning of tailed form? Tailed means organism with the tail. Okay. With the tail. I can take an example of something like salamander. Okay. Or ichthyophis, okay, all this in that kind of forms, and all the larvas, it will be ammoniotelic. Okay, why it's ammoniotelic? Because either this larva or this tailed having the water origin. Okay, then they will be present in water only, or this tailed form mostly present in the water. Okay, and when you go for the frogs and the toads, they are majorly ureotelic. Okay, don't take tension about difference. We have the slide in the later class. Sorry, uh, we have the slide difference between the frogs and toads. Okay, so ureotelic in the frogs and toads because they normally present in the terrestrial and water environment. Okay, we are stating ureotelic or ammoniotelic means most of the nitrogenous waste will goes out in this form. Okay, that does not mean that all the nitrogenous waste will form that only. Okay, if you take a frog, even though it's a ureotelic, there is a portion of the urine, it also contains the ammonia. Okay, but you can't say it as ammoniotelic because which nitrogen, sorry, in which form of the nitrogenous waste it's actually excreting in the most, that will matter. Okay, so frogs and toads will be ureotelic. And when you compare the digestive system, they have the complete digestive system and they do have the cloaca. Remember, in bony fishes we didn't saw the cloaca, right? You remember that they have a separate anus, separate urinal pore and separate germinal pore. Okay, but when you come to the amphibia, they have a even though they have a complete digestive system, they do have the cloaca, okay, or the common opening. So as I already told you, this is actually dancing frog. They do dance, this kind of dance, okay, like dance for mating season. Okay, so dancing frog. Next one, some other characters. They have do ear and ear is covered with a tympanum. Okay, as you can observe here, so this is called as the tympanum. Okay, what it represents then? This tympanum represents the middle ear. Okay, middle ear portion. We do also have the tympanic membrane, right? We do have in our middle ear exactly same kind, but it's like completely open to the surrounding system. Okay, so that means they can hear you what you are talking, all the things. Okay, it's like a membrane only, but it's thicker compared to your tympanum. Okay, our tympanum is like much, what you can say, thinner. Okay, here it's comparatively more thicker because it's exposed to the environment. Okay, so they have a ear and it's covered with a tympanum. So you can see this marking in most of the frogs and some other beings also. Okay, and eyes have eyelids. Yes, they do have the eyelids and they have well-developed nictitating membrane. As you can see here, nictitating membrane. Okay, nictitating. Eyes only. What happened, Venkat? I mean, so why did you put question mark? This is eyes only, right? Yeah, eyes have the eyelids with a well-developed nictitating membrane. Okay, third eyelid you can see. And lateral line present only during the development. That means when, if you find a tadpole like this, okay, if you find some tadpole like this, I'll write randomly. Okay, don't take tension. If you find a tadpole like this, you can find the lateral line. This one is the lateral line because it is present in the water. But if you want to check that in the adult frog, you can't because it is no longer present in the water and it will have another sensory systems. So they don't need the lateral line system, but you can find it in the developmental stages. Okay, also in the larva. And may have parotoid gland. Okay, what are parotoid glands? In some of the organisms, they have a pair of glands behind their eyelids. Okay, not in the frogs. In some other organisms, I will show you somewhere here. Okay, somewhere this portion. This portion will having the gland like bulged kind of structure. That's what we call it as the parotoid gland. And the speciality of it, it secretes some of the poisons. Okay, these poisons are highly toxic, or you can say neurotoxic. Okay, these are neurotoxic. We will see that one more time. Okay, I will show the parotoid gland in separate picture. Okay. Yeah, Manvita. So only swimming forms have the lateral lines because that will help in the observe the vibrations in the water, right? But in the outside of the water, there is no need of that. They have the ears for doing that, right? Vibrations or any sound, they have the ears, so they do not have any lateral lines in the this one terrestrial systems. Okay, so remember, parotoid is a poisonous gland. It's not present in all the organism. Remember, may have, that means some of them have, like a toad will have that, but a frog don't have that. Okay, so I will write here also. frog don't have? We are not studying about snack. We are studying about snake. How toxin will be injected? It's not injected. It will be like when you touch that. That's the issue. Okay. We'll see. I will show you how it will happen in all things. How the fertilization will happen. Fertilization is commonly external and normally in the water media. Okay. And external fertilization, you know, right? They will release the egg and they will release the sperm and the fertilization will happen. And they are mostly oviparous. As you can see here, ichthyophis is actually covering its eggs. Okay, all these are its eggs and these are the frog eggs. Everything is developing. Okay. Yeah, now only, not today only. Okay. And the developmental is indirect with a larva stage. Okay, with a larva stage. So this is a larva. Look how beautiful it is. Actually, it's smiling at you guys. Okay, so which larva it is? It's actually larva of the tiger salamander. Okay, it's the larva of the tiger salamander. It's called as the mud puppy. Mud puppy. Okay, the name of that, we say it as a tadpole, right? Exactly same kind. We call this as the mud puppy. Okay. Why it wants parotid glands? To protect from the predators. Snakes will eat that, right? To protect itself from the predators. That's why it have a parotid or poisonous glands. Yeah. So as you can observe, can you guys tell me what are these structures? As you can see here, what are these structures? Is it horns or is it some many beautiful, some crown or anything? What do you guys think about it? What are these structures? No, no, Gautam. Think. No, it's not tympanum. Exactly. It looks like horn, right? But these are gills. We discussed this, right? I told you in the developing forms or larva, like a tadpole, will have the gills, and completely developed or adult won't have the gills. Okay. So this one is actually external gills. Okay, these are external gills. Okay, here you can see its tail also. It's like blurred a little bit. Okay, and you can see all the legs and all the things. It looks like an adult organism, but it's still a tadpole only. Okay, so this is actually the adult form. This will develop like something like this. This is called tiger salamander. I told you guys, right? Even though tiger is developed later on, we gave the name for all the species which looks like or have the pattern like tiger. Okay, so yeah, some of the other examples. One is a buffo toad. As you can see the parotid gland here. Okay, and this is a rana. You can see whatever like frog, regular frog, and hyla. This is a tree frog. As you can observe the tympanum in this portion. Okay, and salamander, tiger salamander, and ichthyophis are limbless amphibia. Okay, this is completely limbless. So most of the people when observing this think that this will belongs to the some lower invertebrate. Okay, but it actually belongs to the amphibia. Okay, so second, the difference between frog and toad, as most of you guys asked. Okay, so how can you differentiate it? Okay, so the first difference is frog mostly present in the water and comes to land for breeding, but toad normally present in the land and comes to water only for breeding. Okay, so it's for feeding and it's for breeding. Okay, so I probably misspelled it. And frog are diurnal. What is the meaning of diurnal? Can anybody tell me what is the meaning of diurnal? Anyone? Diurnal. Yes. You just have to type what you can say, like words I can understand. Yes, active during the daytime. Exactly, active during the daytime. And toad are nocturnal. That means they are active during the nighttime. Okay. If you take a frog, the head is normally triangular, but in the toad it will be semicircular. Okay, and body of the frogs is normally olive brown. Okay, olive brown kind of a color with the spots. The spots will be black spots or with a brown spot that will happen. As you can observe here, this is the frog and this is the toad. You just observe the character here and here. But the toad will having the a brownish gray color or blackish color, okay, or brown color like that. and skin of the frog is moist and smooth with numerous mucus glands will be there. Okay, because it's normally present in the water, so it needs all those things. When it comes out of the water, it needs a lot of mucus and all the things to protect it. But toad will have the almost dry kind of the skin, as you can observe here. Okay, and it will rough with a fewer mucus glands. Mucus glands are very comparatively low. They won't need it because they already adapted itself for the terrestrial ecosystem. Okay, exactly. And this frog does not have parotid glands. Normally, frogs don't have the parotid glands. Exceptions are accepted here. Okay, if you take some of the frogs, they do have the parotid glands, but when you consider most of the frogs, they don't have any parotid glands. But if you take a toad, they do have the pair of parotid glands, as you can observe here. Okay, so these parotid glands will secrete the poison that will help them to go away from the predator, because they are present in the land, right? When you compare in a regular way, okay, in a regular pond, which is the predator there? The frog is the predator for fish. Okay, so which is the predator for frog? The snakes will be the predator, or some birds maybe. Okay, some birds only will be the predator, but that's not regularly present, right? They will not be present regularly. But when you come to the here, okay, land, which are the predators for the toad? You can count like so many things, right? Birds will be, types of snakes will be there, and our cats and dogs and all the wild carnivores, fox, all of them will eat that. Okay, that's why they do develop the poisonous gland, it seems. Okay, and have webbed toes. The frogs will have webbed toes because they normally present in the water. Webbed toes means, if you imagine toes like this, a web structure will be present. Okay, a web structure will be present in between them. So that's called webbed toes because they are present in the water. It's indicating they are present in the water. Okay, but toad do not have any webbed toes, as you can observe in this portion, because they are normally present in the surface area. Right, that's why. So I'm erasing that so you can zoom it and you can observe also. Okay, so these are the major difference between the frog and toad. I think you can differentiate now. How can we easily? By seeing, bro, this much I told the morphological character. You can give any one morphological, right? So when you see something like that, you just have to see the color at last, right? That's what the difference, right? You can compare. Take, remember this character, put any one character. If it matches, then try to do that. Normally the organism which try to eat the this one toad will die. That's why even the frogs will avoid that. Okay, if if a dog is eat a toad, then it will certainly die, or it will get heavily poisonous. Poisoned. Okay, food poisons kind of thing. Okay, so that happens. So toads have 3 or 5 digits. You can observe in this some. Where is that picture? I had one picture. Okay, sorry for that. You can observe in here. When you compare to the frogs, they do have like 3 kind of digits in the front end, and normally have the 4 digits in the back end. Okay, but some of them also have 4 in the front and the 4 in the back. So that will be a quite common. Okay, but having 5 digits also will be there. Okay, so regularly you can say, you can call it like 4 and 5. So these are the mucus gland help. Mucus gland, you know that, right? Mucus gland, what it will do? It will secrete the mucus. So it will help to keep the skin moistened. Okay. So it's exactly like moisturizer, what you guys believe. We also have the mucus gland inside our stomach, right? What it will do? It will separate all those acidic substances away from this epithelial layer. So exactly similar kind. This mucus gland will help them to keep their skin moistened and help to stop the desiccation. So mucus will be similar function wherever you go. Okay, so see if it came, the question came. Okay, So first you solve this question, we will see what probably your answer. So during hibernation, frog respires through. Okay, then I will explain the concept. Gills and lungs, gills, moist skin and lungs. Okay, actually I gave a one hint in the what happened. Yes, when we are talking about the respiration, if you remember that, you can answer this. Okay. Shalini, function of parotid gland to produce the poison. They are poison glands. So try to guess. Okay, try to guess. We'll see. You guys also should know that what is the meaning of hibernation. I think you guys know about that, right? What is the meaning of hibernation? If anyone know, please tell me. Larva name, normally we call it as a tadpole. Normally we call it as a tadpole, not scientifically, okay, but regularly we call it as tadpole only for both of them. Yes, I'm waiting for the answers. Act of sleeping and they will grow. Winter sleep, moist skin. You can say. Yep. So I'm ending the poll, guys. So who want to answer? I'm ending the poll and I'm sharing the results. 13% chosen option A, 14% B, 58% C, and 16% D. Okay, we'll first discuss what is the meaning of hibernation. Okay, so organisms, yeah, exactly. So one organism is there, you take any organism, okay, it normally present in an area where it will get normal everything, okay, that means a good temperature and water and all the things. But sometimes what happens, the temperature will become too high, okay, temperature will become too high and it's actually problematic for them. Then what these organisms will do, they will go to a place somewhere in there where actually it will get a place, it will be moist and it will be, yeah, away from sunlight, okay, away from heat source, that means sunlight, okay, so where they can stay for some time. Where it will be exactly, Pawan, it will be normally burrows, okay, so where in the temperate countries. Now, sometimes another thing happens, okay, what happens is like temperature will become too low, then what you have to do, you have to try to find an area where the temperature is comparatively little high, okay, temperature is little high or comparative outside, okay, there will be no what's that, freezing, okay, there should be no freezing where it's chosen the place, okay, and where it can stay for the some time. Normally this also burrows only, okay, this is also burrows only. So you have the two options now. So where it happens, how it happens then? If you take an example of a frog and during summer season the temperature become very high, then it will go for what? It will go for a sleeping time. Okay, that means it will try to find a burrow or it will make a burrow and it will find there and it will stay there until the end of the summer season. That means until the starting of the winter season when water is rich. Okay, that particular time duration where it's actually taking rest and moving away from the situation is called estivation. Okay, don't confuse this estivation with the estivation in the flower. Okay, that is different and this is different. Remember, both of the like having the similar words and all the things, but that word is actually in the botany and this one word actually in the zoology. Okay, their estivation means the whorls of the flower. Here estivation means a summer sleep. Okay, sometimes temperature become low. Think about a winter in the way. Think about in the this one temperate region. Okay, temperate region, the temperature is very low. Then it also again go for either to the burrow. If it can't find any burrow, it will freeze in there only, and that kind of sleep is called hibernation. That kind of sleep is called hibernation. Same spelling only. Spelling, everything is same only. The meaning is different. Okay. In summer, it won't because it can live in water. If the water is present, then it can live in the water only. No issue. Some of them will transfer to there only, but some of them are not the forms which can present in the water for like too much time. Okay, that's why they will go for this kind of a sleepness, or they will go for a rest. Okay, resting period. So sometime we will use the term hibernation for both of that. Until 10th, I think same thing happened, right? Whenever the sleeping is there, or whenever the organism is going for sleeping, we will use the common term as hibernation, right? Probably you guys do the same thing only, but we can't do that now when you are in 11th and 12th, when you are in NEET or in the final exams. Okay, what happens if they are going for the summer sleep? That means during summertime, if it is going, then you should call it as the estivation. And if it is going for sleeping in the winter season, then you should call it as the hibernation. Try to make a difference in the wordings. Okay, and remember. Okay, how will they survive during the hibernation? Good question. Okay, yes. What these things will do before going for hibernation or estivation, they will feed much and they will deposit all the things in their body as in the form of fat. Okay, and fat need lot of time to divide, and it can store for several months also in the skin. Okay, yes, exactly. Whatever the source is needed for that particular summer or winter to end, it should be stored in its body only. It don't have any storing system or storage room inside the this one burrow. Okay, it should be stored everything in the body only. Then what happens if it is jumping and dancing? All the energy will be spent out in 1 or 2 days, or in few days only, right? That's why it will go for no movement or without any movement state or kind of sleeping. That time even respiration through the lungs also loses lot of energy. Okay, that's why it will stop respiring through the lungs or through the buccalopharyngeal cavity. The only respiration will happen through the moist skin. Okay, then respiration happening through the moist skin means a very less oxygen supply will be there. A very less oxygen supply means a very less body parts will be in the function. How much body parts will be in function? The only body parts which make them that particular frog to survive that particular time. Okay, not any body parts. So the issue is like it will reduce all its needs and it will go for like coma kind of a stage. Okay, so yes, amphibians go for the hibernation also. They will also go for the estivation also. Okay, both of that thing will you can find. So the correct answer is moist skin. Okay, what about their predator? It will be become very easy to catch them. It will be become very easy if it is like stayed outside of the outside only. That's why they will make intricate burrows and they will go and what you can say stay in there and closing everything and like leaving only small gaps and all the things. Okay, so when when the rain will come, then all the water will fill the burrows, right? Then the frog will got to know that okay, rainy season started, then it will come out. Okay, no, it not applies to all organism. Only organism which can't escape from the situation. Birds can't escape from this. Birds can escape from the situation. That's why they will migrate, but these can't. Okay, not in all amphibians. In most of the amphibians, it's also find in mammals also. These are like species specific, not related to phylum. Okay. Estivation is also same thing. Hibernation also same thing to the through the skin only. Okay. Why? No, not grizzly bears. These are this one. What's that? The bears also. Which bears? Polar bears also go for the hibernation, right? That's also same thing only. No difference in there. Okay, but in their bears don't respire through the skin. Don't think like that. They will reduce their work. Okay. Uh, no. That's not a lizard. Lizard is actually belongs to the reptilia, right? So what you are mentioning, Mohan, is actually a reptilia, not an amphibia. Okay. I'm not sure about grizzly bear means what, which you are talking. You are talking about regular bear. Yeah, I will see. Okay. Yep. So these are the things related to that. So all the organisms will go for like which can't go for some other mode, they will go for hibernation or estivation. Okay. And there are some other methods also that they can migrate or they can fly away. Okay. All those things will be there. Huh. So next one is the class Reptilia. So why I put the dinosaurs in here, especially T-Rex, because these are the ones actually rule the complete Earth right one time. That's why these ancestors what we are encountering now, Jurassic Park. Why they gave the name Jurassic Park? Because reptilians are majorly present in the Jurassic period. Okay, there are like different period is there. Okay, a Devonian period, Carboniferous period. Okay, Carboniferous period is actually period of amphibians. Devonian period is the period of fishes. Okay, exactly similar kind. Jurassic period is the period of the reptiles. Okay, you guys will learn that in the evolution chapter. Genus are completely different, bro. Completely different. Those within the class only, the orders are the complete order for the this ones. What we can say. What is this? I forgot the name. Why? All these dinosaurs are different. Okay. All the extincted animals, we kept it separately. T-Rex. The Godzilla King of. Why it's moving in slow motion? Probably it's want to hunt some of you guys. That's why it's going slowly. So you can't observe it. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, Sachin, are you present in the class, bro? After so many days, I'm checking your message. Yep. So we will move then. What are these characters? Okay. These major characters like reptiles are the first a proper what you can say terrestrial organisms. Okay. So amphibians are terrestrial. We know that, but still they are like moving here and there, something like that. But reptiles are completely developed on the terrestrial ecosystem only. That's why they are mostly terrestrial. Okay, mostly terrestrial because they developed here only. Okay, and found in the warmer part of the world. Why it's happening? Why only in the warmer part, not in the colder region like Antarctica or somewhere like that? Because they are also poikilotherms or cold-blooded only. So they should maintain their temperature and all the things. They are not normally present in the water also. So to maintain the water or anything, that's why they normally present in the warmer part of the world, especially majorly in the our tropical region and also in the temperate region, not so in the upper portion, Antarctica and all the other regions. Okay, and skin is dry and rough without any glands. Okay, remember that the skin is very dry. If you observe that, if you observe the lizard, that's enough. Okay, these are dry and rough without glands. They don't have any mucus or any glands, and they do have the scales. Okay, there is no separation of the different types of scales. A simple types of scales will be here. Okay, so the second one, some of them skin cast. Okay, how we call it as? We call it as ecdysis. Okay, ecdysis. We also call it as the ecdysis. What is the meaning of this? These are made up of the complete kind of the scales. These scales will protect this organism, but there is one disadvantage is there. The disadvantage is it can't develop as much as it wants if the scales are completely surrounded its body. So for the development, what it have to do, it have to remove all the old skins or old scales, and new scales will be developed below that. Okay, so when new scales are developed below that, so above a layer will be removed. Okay, yeah, you can call it as molting also. Both of the terms are valid, molting or ecdysis. Okay, so you can use that term also. Yep, molting or ecdysis. This is not metamorphosis. Remember about it. Okay, metamorphosis, change in the morphological structure. Here morphologically they won't change. The snake will be like snake-like only. It won't change anything else, but only it will remove the outer skin, as you can see. Probably most of you already seen in the snake. It also happen in the other organisms also, but other organisms it's not that much major or observable. Okay, so even though like we will take an example, something like, I can't find anyone. Okay, so think that I met Pawan today. Okay, I met Pawan today, and I talked with him, and we discussed, and we ate. Then what happened? Like he will go to his home, and I will come to my home. After like 10 years, we will meet once again. Okay, when I'm meeting him once again after the 10 years, okay, correct, Chirant, right? After the 10 years, when I'm meeting the Pawan is not the same Pawan. Okay, me is not the same me. What's happening? All our cells are replacing by the other cells every day. Okay, after certain years, every cell in his body is different, and every cell in my body is different from the time you met. Okay, but we still look same, right? How it's happening, that's the living being. Okay, so that's what we are discussing. So that's what we are still going on, doing the things and all the things. Okay, all reptiles molt. Most of the reptiles will remove their skin, but the process is not as much pronounced like the fish, like the snakes. Okay, so in snakes you can find it more prominently, but if you take an example of lizard and all the things, even though they will molt their scales, they will happen not simultaneously like snakes. They will happen gradually, so normally you won't observe. Okay, even no. In crocs also, in crocs that will be completely different situation. Okay, so crocodile is like a major organism, right? Their skin cells will be removing, not the complete body surface will not be removing. Okay, only cells will be removing in the higher forms. Like us, we also only cells are removing, right? Exactly similar kind. And they are ectothermic. That means cold-blooded. No need to explain that, right? Cold-blooded. So silkworm also molt. We also discussed about this in insecta, right? In arthropod also we discussed. Yep. What's the name of the snake? Raja in screen. Snake. I'm not sure which one it is. Probably is kind of a crate, I think. Okay. Turtle also, only the cell lines will remove, not the complete layer remove simultaneously. Their only skin cells are removing, right? That's why it's not at all observable. So that's what makes, even though we are also removing our skin, it can't be observable because it's not like completely our shedding, like a Nagini, the serial will come, right? It's not like that. Okay, that's the thing. We will move on to the next one. So how the respiration will happen? Dandruff will happen to them. Okay, dandruff will be there. Yeah. Respiration through the lungs accompanied by the ribs. Oh, sorry. I actually thought of adding a photo here. I forgot. Okay. So it's normally through the lungs, and they do have the rib cage also. Okay. Rib cage is not developed as like us, but they still have the rib cage. Because of the rib cage, the respiration become more and more efficient. Okay. Amphibians don't have the rib cage. That's why it's less efficient. That's why they have buccal-pharyngeal cavity, skin, everything. Okay. Here it have a rib cage. That's why it's more efficient than the amphibia. Okay. I will tell you, Tejas, difference we have it in the photo. I know you guys will ask the question. I think reptilians are the most dangerous organism. Not dangerous like us. We are the most dangerous organisms. Reptilians are okay. Some of them are papa also. Okay. And if you take a limbs, they have the two pairs of limbs, exactly like forelimbs and the hind limbs. And they'll having 5 digits, and they'll also have the claws. Okay. So they will have 5 digits. If I write something, it will look something like that. Okay. And they do have claws. Claws means what? Like this. A nails-like structure, right? They do have the claws. Claws will help in the movement in the different kinds of the surfaces, and also in the catching the prey. Okay, 2 things are very important. So that condition, having 5 digits. Okay, digit means each fingers. Okay, that's called as pentadactyly. Okay, pentadactyly means 5 digits. Okay, so you also pentadactyly only, me also pentadactyly only. Probably 1 or 2 of you may be having more than 5 fingers. If someone is there, please do put that in the chat box. Okay, who is that? I want to know. That's simply okay. This is not a modification. Why snakes don't have the limbs? I will tell you. Okay, so these are only Jivan. So this is only related to the regular organism, but there's some exceptions. Okay, awesome. I can find some of the people. Ritik Roshan. I can find some of the people in here who have more than like 5 fingers. We will discuss in genetics. Okay, like how it will happen and why it will happen. All those things. Okay. So pentadactyly means having 5 this one, but some of them will lack that. Example, snakes. Okay. So guys, give me 1 minute. Okay, I will back. I have one important work. Yeah, so we are discussing about that. Exceptions mean snakes. Snakes don't have the limbs now. Okay, why it happened? There are like several theories are there. But if you observe the snake in a proper way, still you guys can find a small remainings or remnants of the legs like this. Okay, a small, very small, you can find it. The most probable reason is probably they were probably they are actually using their body to crawl around, and probably they are not using their this one limbs. Okay, but in certain time, due to the mutation, one organism developed without any limbs. Okay, so I will write 2 examples here, one like this, one something like this. Okay, some having limbs. Okay, so we will note this one as a and this one as a B. Think that in a population, we have this kind of snakes also. Okay, this kind of snakes also, and we have this kind of snakes also, and both of them are doing the crawling only. Okay, both of them are crawling only like a surface, as you can see in the snakes. Then tell me which one of these snake will crawl faster, A or B? A or B? Which one crawls faster and go in a high speed? Which one do you guys think? So exactly, right? What is W? So exactly, A can crawl faster. Okay, because there is no hindrance. Okay, there is no hindrance. It's crawling. It's not walking. Okay, it's crawling, and there is no hindrance from those hind legs. Sorry, legs or limbs. So this will develop majorly, and this will go on extinct. Okay, this is how actually the evolution will happen. Evolution is not like if it won't use the organ, it will remove, or if it will use the organ, it will develop. There's actually separate theories there, right? But that theory is proved not true. Okay, so we are not at all following that theory now. But mutational theory we are actually following. We will discuss that in the later class. Okay, leave it. But that's how actually snake lost its limbs. Okay, probably, most probably. Okay, it's a flying snake. There are like snake lizards are there. We call it as like flying, but it is not actually flying. It's actually hovering. Okay, hovering means what? If you put on a suit, okay, gliding suit, and if you jump from the this one, okay, any burj or something, okay, any higher elevation, then you will hover in the air and you will reach some surface, right? I can't say you that you are flying, right? Exactly same kind happened. There are like some fish, sorry, some of the snakes are there, some of the this one is there. What is that? Reptiles are there. They can climb up to the tree and then they will jump back using the air as a media. They will like try to crawl and try to twist their body and reach some distances. Okay, that's what we call it as the flying. Okay. Vestigial organ means the organs which present in our body but don't have any noun use. Okay, noun use we are mentioning. Okay. Why they would crawl when they have a limbs? Probably they thought that's the most better way for them. Okay, probably their mode of or their environment needed crawler. Probably they have a long body. When they have the long body, they can't walk, right? So just observe, like a 3 feet body, if you put two limbs for the snakes, they can't walk. Probably that's the reason. Probably they shifted to crawling. Is that clause disappeared in some snakes because there is no use? No. Use and disuse theory is not true. We are using mutational theory. That's why we are saying like it don't use. That's why it disappeared. We are not taking that sentences now. Okay. The snake's patterns its body. The snake its body and glide flattens its body. Yeah. So a kind of, not completely. Actually, it will use those like surface structures, something. Okay, but comparatively, if it's like complete, it's not round. It will flatten a little bit when it's crawling. In which phylum fur is first found in the organism? Fur means which is a character of, that means reptilia only. That only developed into aves. We will come back to that when we are thinking about aves more. Okay. So next is heart is three-chambered, partially divided ventricle. That means if I write a diagram here, it will be somewhat like this. Okay. Ventricle will be there, a single ventricle and two auricles. Okay. But this ventricle is partially divided. Okay. That means not four-chambered till only three-chambered. Okay, the exception is crocodile because it have the four-chambered heart. Okay, that's very important. Remember about the crocodile. Okay, don't forget the crocodile. So excretion, how it happens? Excretion is vary. The first thing is, if you take an example of crocodiles, so they are actually ammoniotelic, most probably because they are always present in the water. That may be the reason. Okay. Second one, if you take an example of turtle and alligators, alligator and crocodiles are different. I will tell the difference in the next slide. Okay, example slide. So if you take an example of turtle and alligator, they are ureotelic. Okay, and if you take an example of lizards and snakes, which are highly terrestrial, they are actually ureotelic. Okay, so all the three types of excretion you can find it, but it always depends upon the species. Remember, each species each species related to their own environment, changes will happen. Okay, so even though all the characters are same, that's the importance of ecological factors on the body of the organisms. Okay, you will learn this also in the 12th class. All the this one, what you can say, why I'm forgetting those names, all the organisms, older organisms which are present during the Jurassic period normally belongs to the reptilia or below to that. Okay, from there actually later development is started happen. Yep. No limb because to catch prey without making sound. That may be another reason, I don't know. Okay, yeah. Next, tortoise will come. That tortoise will normally ureotelic only. Tortoise will be ureotelic. Okay. Ear has external and middle and internal parts. Okay, but external part is very poorly developed. That means we have a pinna, right? That's called the external ear. But in them, you can't normally find that easily. But they do have the middle and internal parts. In some of them, you can also find tympanum. If you take an example of lizard, you can find the tympanum structure. Okay, but snakes don't have the ear. Okay, difference between tortoise and turtle, that's also included in the example only, I will tell you. Okay, so snakes lack ear. So even though you told something to snake, they can't listen. Okay, but they can sense the vibration. That's why if you start walking, they will also start running. Okay, so they can sense the vibration, but they can't hear you. Okay, and there is no lateral line system because all of them are present in the terrestrial only. Why? Because they are developed on the terrestrial system. Terrestrial animals don't need, right? Terrestrial animals don't need any lateral line system. That's important. Okay. Some of the other characters, normally tortoise will feed on the vegetation. That means they are kind of a vegetarian, you can say, and these are also live long. Okay, these will live long for several hundred years. Okay, and all the others will be either carnivorous or insectivorous. Okay, higher forms, if you take, normally they will be carnivorous. If you take a lower forms, it will be insectivorous. Okay, so if you take a garden lizard, it will be insectivorous. If you take an example of the turtle, then it will be carnivorous. Okay, If you take an example of dinosaur, it will be carnivorous, or some of them are vegetarian. Okay, that time some of them are vegetarian, not all the other, like brontosaurus, that long neck and long tail dinosaur is there, right? That's actually vegetarian. Okay, if you take a T-Rex, this will be carnivorous. Okay. Why people will give the milk to snake, even it can't drink? Don't know, people only have to tell. Okay, the issue is like the people think the milk is pure, so they want to offer something which is pure. Okay, but they don't understand the habit of the snake, because snakes normally don't drink the milk. And another one thing is, even though they drink the milk, it will not be digested because it do not have any casein enzyme in their body. Okay, even we don't have, adults don't have that much of casein enzyme. Okay, so in our body also it's we normally drink milk for the calcium, not for all the proteins. Same thing happens. Reptiles are mostly carnivorous or insectivorous, right? So they can't digest the milk. It's no use. Okay. Giraffe, dinosaur? No, no, no. Oh, you are saying like that. Giraffe is mammal. You can say like that. Whether it will take revenge? No, it won't take revenge, but it can remember certain parts only. But I don't think about the faces. I don't think it can remember the face, but it can remember the place, its territory, and all the things. Okay. And they do have the cloaca. It's important. In amphibian also cloaca is there. In here is also cloaca is there. And sexes are separate, as you can normally observe. And fertilization is internal, and they are oviparous. So this thing, fertilization is internal, and which actually made, and oviparous with egg with what shell? Egg with the shell, right? A hard shell, which actually made them capable of survival in the terrestrial ecosystem. Okay, because if it's all the other lower organism needed water, right? Here they don't need the water for the fertilization, so it's like a complete free of water. Exactly, you can think like about the how the pteridophyte to gymnosperm shift is happened, right? From water to the independence of water. Here is also amphibia to the reptilia, exactly same kind, from water to the independent of the water, right? So same shift, even in the plants and animals, I told you, right? From the water to the terrestrial system. Okay. But in turtle, yes, Mohan, we are not talking about the sex, right? We are only talking about the fertilization process, and is it oviparous or not? The sexual ecological condition, that will be completely different, because that will be in genetics. I will tell you later on, because there are like a lot of exceptions are there. That's different. They have rubber-like eggs also. Yes, normally they will have hard shell, and they also have a thin shells. In the case of these snakes, okay, in the snakes or in the lizards, okay. Yes, so that will also be there. Okay, so this is the development of independence from the water. Okay, that's the important case which is helped them to thrive in the terrestrial ecosystem. Okay, so if you go for the example, we are mentioning two things. One is the chilone, that means turtle, or you can call it as the green turtle. Why it's called green turtle? Don't think that it will have chlorophyll or anything. It will surrounded by this normally present in the ocean, and it will be surrounded by the algae. That's why it looks green. Okay, that's why I call it as the green turtle. So, and this is the testudo, that means tortoise. It normally present in the terrestrial system, that means land. Here you can observe the differences, right? The first or major difference, the head and all the difference will be there. But how can you classify it? How can you differentiate it? These limbs, okay, if you observe the limbs of the turtle, so it will be having a pad-like structure for swimming, okay, for the swimming. So, but when you compare the same things in here, it have claws. Yes, it have a claws for the burrowing, okay, for creating a burrow or walking on land. Okay, so this is the major difference. Okay, just see its limb. If it have the claws, then consider it as the tortoise. If it do not have any claws, if it having a complete pad-like structure, then consider it as the turtle. Okay, Turtle will be present in the ocean or in the freshwater system. That means normally aquatic. Okay, this will be aquatic, and turtle will be terrestrial or present in the land. Okay, and remember, turtle can't swim. Remember that turtle can't swim. Even though you throw that in water, it will die. Okay, because it can't swim properly, and body weight will be high. And if you take a turtle and if you leave it on a high desert, it will also not survive because it do not have tortoise. Tortoise won't swim in the water, and turtle can't survive in the dry regions. Okay, so yeah, they make a differentiation. I think that's the best way to differentiate between two things. Okay, tortoise and turtle. So next thing, here some similars are there. One is the chameleon, that means a tree lizard. So they call it in textbook like that. So I'm also mentioned like that only. Okay, tree lizard or chameleon. Chameleon have the ability which can change its color. Okay, so that's called as camouflage. Camouflage. Okay, don't call it as a mimicry. Okay, mimicry is different. How mimicry is different? If I mimic some animal, like if I act like a dog or cat or cow, then or like a modi or something, that's kind of mimicking because I'm acting like someone else, right? That's called mimicry or mimicking. What is camouflaging? Camouflaging means you are hiding yourself within that particular nature. Okay, so this chameleon will do the camouflage, not the mimicry. Make a difference in that. Okay, and second one is the Chordates, that means garden lizard. Several other species also there. What you can normally find don't have this coloration. Some of them may have, and some of them get colors only during the mating season. Okay, only during the mating season, not in the other time of the year. Okay, so regularly you will find something like brownish color, but during like winter season. Okay, normally in the winter season you will see all the garden lizards with a reddish color neck piece. Okay, so you can think that this is a mating season for that one. Okay, next one is the Hemidactylus, that means wall lizard. Probably most of you guys already seen that it have the ability to remove its tail and all the things. Okay, so this is normally a whitish in one species, and other species will be gray to brown to black. Okay, the color pattern will change depending upon the species. Okay, so these are somewhat related. That's why I kept it in a single page. Okay, later will be the crocodiles and alligators. So as you can observe, I have the crocodiles picture, some of this which is available in wiki actually, and alligator pictures also. How can you differentiate it, Prajna? Yeah. So the major difference is lizard's tail. How can you remove it? Means you just have to touch it. Okay, try to touch the lizard's tail, then it will remove it by itself only. So it will cut the blood circulation and it will follow. Okay, it will follow. So as you can make a difference between alligator and a crocodile, not that much difference. The major difference they will say is that when alligator closes its mouth, the teeth which is coming out will be very small or no teeth will come out. Okay, but if you observe the crocodile, the teeth will still coming out. All the structures will, even though after it's closing its mouth, the teeth will come out of the lower jaw. That's how you can differentiate. There's also some other difference like the snout length and how it's ended, all the things. Normally alligators will have shorter and crocodiles have the longer snout, all those things. That will be a little difficult for you guys, I think. Okay, this is the major thing. Okay, and there are some other things also there, like gangetic kind. In Ganga also we can find a kind of alligator that will be different. It will having a different kind of snout. So species it will be different, but major difference you can make use of the teeth. Okay, long mouth, short mouth also you can do that. Other marine crocs, normally these things won't live in marine beings because they developed in the terrestrial and later they moved on to the freshwater, because all the reptiles are developed on the terrestrial system, right? They then moved on to there. But you can find some of the things which can present in the estuarine ecosystem. So estuarine is the better thing, not in the complete marine environment, not alligator or crocodile, I'm saying. Okay, yeah. Next will be your favorites. That will be snakes, right? Some of you may probably probably you guys are afraid of these things also. So we'll discuss about only two or four things. Okay, crocs are heavy and bulky and broad, unlike alligators. Crocs will be large. Alligators will also large, but some of the alligators in American species can reach several meters. But crocodile normally won't that much big. That will also be there, but the body difference is not that much. That's why we'll normally go for the facial differences. There also male female difference will be there. All those things. Okay. The first one is poisonous snake they mentioned. One is a Naja Naja. Naja means genus. So cobra, what you can normally observe, right? It have a hood. This is called as hood, and this is eyes are here. Don't think below is the eye, and this is a poisonous. Yes, and you can normally find it in the complete Indian peninsula. And and second one is the viper. So this is the Russell viper. Okay, viper several types are there. How can you differentiate different vipers based on their triangular head? Okay, vipers will have the triangular head, and they are too dangerous. Okay, when it's like the conditions is like very warm and all the things during the rainy seasons, they will try to present in below the litter and everywhere. That's why they are also dangerous. They are also poisonous, highly poisonous. They are also present in throughout Indian subcontinent. Okay. Third one is Bangaras, or called as Indian crate. There are like several types of crates are there. This is the Indian crate. It's actually this photo taken in Goa, I think. Okay. So crates are comparatively less due to the part of the Deccan Plateau. Okay, but you can still find it in some dry regions also. They normally restricted to the forest regions. Okay, so those are the things. And last one is who will come in the last? King will come in the last, right? Last one is the king cobra. Okay. Why some crates are 8 NC? I didn't understand, Pawan. 8 NC means. Okay, so king cobra is the largest snake. What you can, I will tell you 1 second. Okay, so king cobra is the largest snake. You can find it in the Indian region. Okay, it can grow for several meters, more than 20-25 meters. Sorry, 20-25 feet. Okay, so these are so long and so large also. Okay. No, that's why I changed. Okay. In India, I'm telling you, in India, it's, and these are the largest poisonous snakes also. Okay. So if you are in the Western Ghat region, if you are anywhere near to the or in the region of what are the districts, so either Uttar Kannada, Udupi, Dakshin Kannada, or Madikeri and Hassan region, probably Shimoga, probably you guys already seen one or two, and you can, it's normally present in there, and its territory is very long. That means very large territory. It have hundreds of kilometers its territory will be, and it normally likes to feed on some other snakes. Okay, all the other snakes will feed on some other mammals or anything, but king cobra likes to feed on some other snakes. Okay, so that's the one thing crazy about king cobra. Okay, and king cobra is most strongest also when you compare all the snakes also. Okay, so python will be longer. Indian pythons are not that much longer. Okay, some of the species, but when you go for anaconda, then it will be long. Okay, some of them feed on its own species also. Yeah, sometimes it will also do that. If you have the time, try to watch a documentary which is made by National Geographic based on king cobra. That's actually shooted in the Western Ghat region only, so you can familiar with the places also, like Agumbe. There is actually center is also the research center. Okay, so we'll come back to this. Some of the snakes also present in the ocean. Okay, not in the deep ocean or in the middle of the ocean. They normally present in the seashore. That means ashore of the kind of things. They don't think that they developed in the ocean. They developed in the land only. Later they migrate to the ocean. Okay, like the turtle. Okay, turtle is also migrated there, and this also migrated species. Some of the water snakes also you can find it in the freshwater system. Okay, probably you may seen in the some of the river or in the lake. That's also there. Those marine snakes are highly poisonous. Okay, in terrestrial snakes you have to differentiate between these are poisonous, these are not. But when you go for these things, these are highly poisonous. Okay. Fertilization, all of them will show internal fertilization. They will lay the eggs. Okay. They will have the gills. No, they don't have the gills. That's why they have to come to the surface, and again they have to go back. That's the disadvantage. They developed on the terrestrial ecosystem. Then they went there. Okay. That's why it's happening like that. Okay. So these are the certain things related to there. Okay. What we do, we only have 20, how many minutes? 10 minutes. So we will do, I will launch the teacher NPS. So you can answer the teacher NPS, and if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. We will check the CFU tomorrow. Some questions are keen. So if you are inside the water and snake bite us, then the poison will not act on us. It will act because it will bite to your skin, right? So that's why it will actually act, because snakes never spray it. If it is a spray, then it won't affect, but it will like bite you, right? That's why it will affect. Nothing, no changes will happen. Probably the effect may be like you can remove it, so you may try, but it won't work. Some snakes have more than one head. Is it really true? Actually, is it true in a different way? Okay, it's a different way. I will explain, guys. What happens? You know about the Siamese, right? Siamese kids. What happens in Siamese kids? A single baby may have like two babies may be attached, two heads may be attached, right? Similar kind of organism present in all the species. Okay, all the species. I'm telling you. You may find the flower also, right? Two flowers jointed, two bananas jointed, right? You normally encounter those kind of things, right? Yes, exactly. Similarly, some of these may be due to the developmental process, change in the developmental process, may develop a Siamese twin. Okay, that Siamese twin may have the more than one head, right? More than one head will be there, right? Exactly, right. So, but both of them act independently. So those Siamese normally won't survive in the animal system because they don't have the thinking skill. Both of them want to prey on something, both of them want to eat something, both of them hate each other, so they normally die. If they survive, if people saw that, then they will start to make stories. Okay, that's what happens. And if crocodiles and animals, they go to twins and stuff. Sometimes hang agata ಏನು ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. So major difference between alligator and crocodile. Crocodile, you can see that teeth outside. Okay, teeth outside when it's closed its mouth. So there's the major difference, and we can see. Okay, so that will be better. How they'll respire? They can't respire inside the water. They have to come out of the water to respire. Have 12 years of death. No, Huvarna. There is nothing like that. You could have typed in Kannada, bro. Like I didn't understand what is that word. Okay, then I try to understand. 12 is there, right? Then I understand. How big can anaconda can grow? Anaconda can go for several meters. The limit is only its age. Okay, the age and the prey availability. So that's the issue. Some of them kept their mouth open, majorly to open its mouth, and it will what's that? Actually, they are taking sun bath. Okay, they are taking the sun bath. They have, some of the crocodiles have the association with the birds. Okay, what these birds will do when this crocodile open its mouth, so those birds will come and they will pluck out all the flesh which is remain in the teeth of that crocodile. So it will help them. It will help the crocodile that all the it's like a brushing, right? All the bad things will be removed. It don't have any infection and all the things, and that particular bird will have the food for it. So that's also sometimes happens. How they will hold breath in water for that long time, like turtles? No, it can't survive in the water. Not like hours of time. Okay, it can only for some minutes, but their body is developed in such a way. So depending upon, even you try to, like, even humans, when we try to do that in our one generation only, in ourselves only, so try to hold your breath under the water. When you do that for the first time, you can't do it for like either 3 to 5 seconds, okay? But when you do it every day, you can go for 2 3 minutes also, right? Similarly, the body is developed in such a way to cope up with those kind of challenges. In large number of king cobra are present in Agumbe of Karnataka in the world. Those complete region will have the larger number of the king cobra population, because wherever we get the king cobras, we will normally live in those region. Okay, so if you got somewhere in the upper portion, they will when they catch that particular king cobra, they will leave it in that particular belt. That may be in Joga region, Jog Falls, you know that, right? So that reason, or the complete line, you can say, okay, not only that, or in the Agumbe or in the Madikeri, okay, that complete region they will leave it, because that's actually natural habitat for that. Okay, but the issue is like they have a longer territory, so it will come to the land, because it don't have like 1 or 2 kilometer territory. Okay, it have like hundreds of kilometers of territory. That's the issue. That's why they will travel everywhere. Thank you. Like blue whales only. So a tortoise live longer. What may be the reason to live longer? Not sure. Okay, I'm not sure why it's like live longer. No, I don't know. I don't know the exact reason. Probably their diet or something. Normally, every organism's our lifespans are based on how early it will age. Okay, so that's how the different things will be there. It's not normally on the body or anything. It's majorly on its lifespan. Majorly depends on something which we don't know. Okay, if we know that how the increase the lifespan or decrease it, we could have studied that. We don't know. It's majorly depend upon the developing, or the how many times the cell will divide. That actually matters. Sir, if all amphibians will go to water for breeding, yeah, either they will be present in the water or they will go to water for breeding. Exactly, you can think of like pteridophyte. Uh, 1 second. So which can grow huge tortoise or turtle? Tortoise only. Tortoise only grow large, not turtles. So king cobras never eat animals other. No, it will eat other animals also, but its favorite is snakes. Okay, favorite is snakes. It will eat other things also. It's a snakes which can inject poison without biting. Uh, like not injection means biting only. Okay, there are some species who can spray the poison also. Okay, they can spray it also, spray in the prey also, but there's only to threat, and for that normally they will bite it. Black mamba. Correct, correct. I forgot the name. Thank you, Ritvik. Splitting cobra. Yes, they will split it normally to like uh, to make you upright of the things. And when they open the hood, that's also same reason. Okay, they will get upright, and they want to show that they are larger beings, so they will open the hood. Okay, why your hairs will everything will erect when you are upright? Because our body thinks that something is, I have to go for some war or something, I have to look big, so it will start to raise your hand, hairs in your hand. Okay, how to differentiate success in snakes? Success in snake is comparatively difficult. You have to check its belly, 1/3 of the belly region, for those kind of processes. Either it will have a penis or it will have a pore. There's the major thing. Okay, they won't show the sexual dimorphism. They only show the different sexes. Okay, guys. So time is there. I have another class. Now I will end the YouTube session then. We will meet in the next class.